So this post is gonna break my silence. I recorded a couple videos, but I haven't dropped anything. Really need to find the right setup. But let's talk about the Knicks and let's talk about the playoffs so far. Because last night, as we see, we go into game 2 for the Pistons. We go into game tomorrow night. It'll be game 3 for the Knicks. Lakers are up surprisingly 2-0, but honestly, if you really looked at Houston is a terrible offensive team. And it's rearing its ugly head. Lakers are playing better offense. You go into, I think tonight is game 2 for OKC as well. Let's talk about the Knicks. So, yes, they blew one. They definitely blew one on Monday night. And look, I'm still rather confident, slightly concerned, but rather confident about the Knicks winning this series. They're the better team than Atlanta. A lot of people saying, "Oh, well, Nah and Jalen Johnson are not playing well. They could break out." And the Knicks have played their best game. Well, really they haven't. The bench, other than Mitchell Robinson, gave nothing in game 2. Other than Mitchell Robinson and Alvarado, his 3 assists. He didn't make any buckets, but he had 3 assists. The ball was moving better. I've said what I had to say about Brunson. If you heard me on other platforms, a Stoic Knicks Fan and Casino for life. I mean, he just got to do his job. I wouldn't be surprised. I would look for a 35-10 type game from Brunson in game 3, or a 30-10 type game. If he does that, the Knicks probably win. The Knicks really just got to feed Karl-Anthony Towns. That, in my opinion, because Karl-Anthony Towns playing a great series. He really is. And I've never been the biggest Cat fan. And people understand me. You see me defend him because he's a Knick, but I also know how good he is. But this is where Karl-Anthony Towns has to start demanding the ball, because nobody in Atlanta can guard him. All right, that little hook offensive foul they gave him. Again, I'm not gonna do like Detroit fans, and I'm not gonna do like Boston fans, because I'm gonna get to them later in this video. I'm not gonna make excuses. I'm not gonna talk about the refs and calls and nothing like that. The one call on Karl-Anthony Towns was a bad one. I don't think there was much there. The offensive foul, they gave him his 4th. He still was just dying. Like, there's nobody in Atlanta could deal with him. And I don't want to hear about Jock Landale. The team is missing Jock Landale. If Jock Landale is the key to the Atlanta Hawks series, a team that started off with Kristaps Porzingis, right, and Trae Young. I will say this: CJ McCollum is playing well. The idea that he's the new Trae Young, calm down. All right, he made that great bank layup. He's technically outplaying Brunson from a scoring standpoint this series so far, which I don't expect to continue. Brunson again has to move the ball. Even in the 4th quarter, sir. Like, the one-on-one, that has to stop. This is Thibodeau era. And we again, the Knicks have too much firepower to be going on isolations. No, and this is what happened last year against the Indiana Pacers. So I would assume these 2 days off, Knicks hit the film room, Knicks hit the court. I expect to see a sharper offense down in Atlanta. I expect the bench to show up. With a lot of things. Look, the Knicks are just a superior team than the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks are building something with Jalen Johnson. I don't know how long CJ McCollum is going to be their point guard. They're probably going to need to get a point guard in there, a new point guard prospect, to replace him and replace what they got from Trae Young. If 35 years old, going to be 36. You know, how long can you build a future around him? But again, Atlanta's a good team, they're just not ready yet. They're not ready to make a run. They're not going to beat the Knicks. Again, I feel slightly concerned, but I don't want to be overconfident like I was with the Pacers last year. The Pacers, again, the Knicks are a better team than they were last year, right? They're a better team than they were last year. They have a better bench. Like, the fact that we could go to Deuce and Jose Alvarado, Shamit has got to play better or get out of rotation, because Clarkson has played well. I forgot about Clarkson when it came to the bench. So the Knicks run a 9-man rotation. They played 10 on Tuesday, right? I do want to see Mohamed Diawara into the series. If not this series, definitely next series against the Celtics. Well, I think his length against the two Jays will help. Even Jeremy Sohan sighting if we need it. OG Anunoby is, again, missing those 2 free throws. But OG Anunoby's played well. Done a great job guarding Jalen Johnson. Done a great job guarding, Listen, the other thing, Emeka Okongwu, please limit him to 1, no more than 2 threes. The fact that he keeps popping up open, and I know that's probably on Karl-Anthony Towns, who I am giving credit for playing a very good defensive series. I've seen Mitchell Robinson pretty much leave him as well. Stop helping. There's no need to help. I think the Knicks are really good guarding Jalen Johnson and one-on-one. I think that'll continue. Mikal Bridges slander. Come on, Knicks fans. You can't be this stupid. You really can't be this stupid. And yes, he did miss a couple of open threes, right? He missed a couple of open and above the break threes, which is he's prone to do. But he played very well. He's actually doing the best job of guarding CJ. Brunson is the one really getting burned, guarding CJ. He's also, his main job is guarding Nah. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, for people who don't know the nickname. Both of those guys are being held to under their standard. And I think, and as long as the 2 wings are healthy, I see that. I see them having a good game or 2 within the series, but I don't see it being that significant. Look, the Knicks just got the best 2 players in the series, and we have to start using them, and we have to use them right. Jalen Brunson, don't go nut, don't go ISO crazy. The ISO and that's got to be on Mike Brown. That's what Mike Brown gets. Like, we ran way too many isolations when we had this game in the bag. Way too many isolations. Knicks been up double digits most of the series, man. I guarantee you the Knicks been up double digits at least 40% to 50% of the time in the series. So I know that means we're a better team than Atlanta. I know that the trends will continue. The Knicks shot bad from 3. They shot great from 3 in game 1. Shot bad from 3 in game 2. Missed too many free throws and lost the game by 1. It's a thing about us beating ourselves, and that's what concerns me, is we are prone to beating ourselves. You hear the choke vibes. You hear the whole thing about the Reggie Miller being brought up. You hear echoes of Trae Young being brought up. I'm just not feeding into it. Again, Knicks are a better team, and they have to start playing to their strengths, period. Now let's get into the other 2 favorites, the ones that I guess this confirms that the Knicks can't beat, because I'm looking for the same energy. Because Detroit lost to an 8 seed without having a lead in the entire game. They took a wire-to-wire loss. And in Boston, pretty much from the middle of the second quarter, never led against Philly, a team they beat by 35 in game 1. Now, again, these are the things that really ugly head. Boston is a team that if they make the threes, they're almost unbeatable. But they don't really, like, Jason Tatum is a pretty good 3-point shooter. And Jaylen Brown is not a good 3-point shooter. Yet they continue to, yet they take 53s. They took 53s last night. They made 13. That's just not a, I mean, that's, and if you take 53s, you got to make 17 minimum. And the Lakers didn't do that. I mean, Celtics didn't do that. Sorry speaking about the Lakers. But the Celtics didn't do that. They didn't make threes. You don't make threes, you lose. It's as simple as that. And they're not good at the rest of the game. They're not good at the rest of everything. They're not. They're not a great rebounding team. They're an okay defensive team. They're not as good as they was when they first got to the finals. So I'm missing the idea. I'm missing where I'm supposed to believe that the Celtics are the odds-on favorite to take the East. Why do I keep hearing this? I don't see it. A team that can, get crashed out by a rookie, a bad Philly team at home, and their whole game is dependent on the three. They're so three dependent, and they're just that's just the way they're going to play. They're just going to play that way. I mean, it is what it is. But the idea that they can't be beaten, you chase them off the three, and you cover them to the drive. That Detroit, same thing. The same problem I had with Detroit all year. The lack of a second bona fide scorer. What they did in the regular season, great. It's great for what they did in the regular season. It's not going to be great for the playoffs. It's not conducive to winning playoff basketball. And that's rearing its ugly head now. I mean, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. But I'm looking for the vitriol. I'm looking for the they can't do it. I'm looking for the same energy. I don't get it. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the same energy. It's amazing. It's amazing. No one is saying that the Lakers can't do this, or the Pistons can't do this. See, what it comes down to is we're in a situation now where everybody just confirms biases. That's the name of the game. Confirmation bias is the name of the game. Okay? So they want to believe that the Knicks are good. Look, the Knicks are vulnerable. But I'm looking for the same issues because I've been saying this. First of all, wherever the Knicks' vulnerabilities lie, I've said it, I've admitted, I've shown that, okay, yeah, this is where we can be beaten. All right? Knicks beat themselves. Celtics and the Pistons got beaten in games 1 and 2 game 2 and game 1 respectively. I mean, you could say the Knicks beat you could say that the Hawks made a lot of clutch shots, but again, the Knicks just played absolutely stupid basketball. It wasn't a situation where the Knicks were down most of the game. The Knicks had a lead. The Knicks are 40-5 when going into the fourth quarter with a lead. The things that are just atypical. The things that happened to the Celtics and to the Pistons respectively are typical, where they can play their worst game and they can, and mind you, there are no more bottom feeder teams to get wins off of, to get the 11, 12 game winning streaks off of. So really, this is a matchup game. Detroit is in for a series. I believe Detroit and Celtics, I believe, are going to win. But their issues are being exposed. The Knicks' issues are being exposed as well. But again, the Knicks are showing to be a superior team to a 45 win, 46 win. I think the Hawks won 47 games. They're showing to be a superior team with the ability to lose, to lose a game based off bad habits. And again, the bad habits are there. But the fact of the matter is, the Knicks still have not, and this is what I think is scary, and this is why I think nobody's giving credit for. The Knicks have still not played their best game. Yes, Atlanta had not played their best game too, with Noah and Jalen Johnson not performing well, performing under their meat. But again, if you look at why the Knicks play are playing very good defense on them, making them take tough shots. Jalen Brunson going ISO. That's just something, and the team's really seeing what's there. Hey, look, Knicks have got to do better, period. Run better plays. Get Karl-Anthony Towns the ball, because that's not going to change. They're not going to be all of a sudden be able to guard him. And he's also playing good defense. Mitchell Robinson has been terrific. Terrific. You know what I mean? So look, again, my prediction still Knicks at 5. I mean, it could go 6. I mean, they could go 6. Atlanta could take 1. But I see the Knicks ending this. I don't see this going 7. I see the Knicks just gathering the momentum back, leading most of the series, doing what it. I also see Boston look, it's a must-win night. It's a must-win game for Detroit tonight. Detroit fans have been all in Knicks chats. I'm looking for you guys, man. I know y'all. My channel ain't that big yet. I'm not really known as the Knicks fan. I don't do, I do enough Knicks content, but nobody's nobody's really taken for me as the Knicks fan, other than when I'm on other platforms. Come at me, bro. Come at me, because logically you're gonna lose. Detroit fans, y'all were talking all this shit. Y'all were cocky. And I told you what your playoff issues were. I was when nobody was believing in Detroit was real last year. I was the one that's saying, hey, you guys have a very competitive team. You guys are a playoff team. No one thought y'all thought you were going to get to the play-in last year. I said, no. Detroit is for real. Okay? Now, all of a sudden, you get the 1 seed, and now all of a sudden, you're a perfect team. Oh, we play 12 guys. You can't play 12 guys in the playoffs. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Rotations tighten. Now, you can try. You can try and keep playing these mixture of combinations and this, that, and the third. But your guys are not good enough offensively. You're playing a good defensive team right now. You're not playing a flying New Jersey Nets. You're not playing the fucking Memphis Grizzlies. Those teams are gone. These bad teams are gone. The bad teams are gone. Understand that. There are no more bad teams to get fat off of. This is an Orlando team who kind of mirror what you guys are, a physical deep team. Only they have 2 scorers, Paolo and Franz. Then they got Desmond Bane, who's a 3rd scorer. I trust Desmond Bane over Tobias Harris. I trust Desmond Bane over Jalen Duren. Let's go. Again, Desmond Bane was in with the Grizzlies. They made playoff runs there. He has playoff experience more than your team. But I'm not gonna hear it. I'm not gonna hear any vitriol. I'm not gonna hear any doubt. Okay. Playoffs have started. It's here. Knicks are 5. Let's go.